Hello and welcome to this meditation surrounding the element of air. My name is Naomi, otherwise known as Yoga Gnomes, and I am delighted to welcome you to this class today. She's doing a little bit of Palo Santo to cleanse the space. It's been a busy old day, and I recommend that you do the same if you're joining me for this meditation today. Clearing the air around you whenever it feels good to do so. Maybe it's lighting a candle, Palo Santo. Maybe it's a case that you just want to push everything that's in your space back. Give yourself a little bit of openness around you. And then when you're ready, you may be finding a cushion just to pop underneath your bottom. Making sure you're warm, you're comfortable. And then joining me in this seated position. And joining me today with the element of air. There are 4 elements in yoga. The first of these elements is earth, so our grounding practice. If you haven't done our earth meditation, I do recommend that, especially if you're having a busy start to the year. The second is air. So the element of air, which we'll be going through today, which is all about communication, is about our mind, our thought, thinking beings, and it centres around our heart. So we'll be doing lots around our heart today, opening up in our back so we can send the heart forward, creating space and openness in the lungs when we breathe. The third element is the element of water, which is centered around actually the groin, and it's to do with the flow and the movement of the body. And then the fourth is fire, that energy that twists, building that fire, that igniting the soul, let's say, in the body. Maybe bringing yourself some energy if you're feeling a little lethargic in the day. Fire practices are a really good one. But today, as I mentioned before, we're going to be focusing on air. So if you haven't already, coming to join me in this comfortable seated position, cross-legged if you can. If that's comfortable, if not, you can try being on your knees, popping a cushion in between the knees to prop yourself up. And if you want to try this, see what feels good. Maybe this feels good for you. For me, I like to pop the cushion underneath me. Hips are high, knees drop out to the side, but my hips are quite open. So please take a moment to get comfortable. And then we're going to take our index finger, which is the finger associated with the element of air, and lightly touch it to our thumb. And then on the same with the other side. Just resting the back of the hands down onto the knees in this mudra, and mudra is a hand symbol. This is our Vayu mudra, a mudra associated with the air element. So just lightly touching that thumb and index finger, resting the backs of the hands onto the knees, finding that comfort. Palms are open towards the sky, and then together we're going to take a deep breath in and open the mouth, exhale. Two more rounds in your own time. Inhale, open the mouth, exhale. Deep breath in, open the mouth, exhale. Letting go. And slowly flickering, close your eyes or just bring your eyes down to a point in front of you, something that you can continue to focus on throughout our practice today. And let the face begin to soften, let the breath be light. And just allowing that breath to flow in and out of the body. Taking our time There is no rush here. And as we settle into our meditation, perhaps you notice how that breath feels as it flows into the body and out of the body. Perhaps you notice if the air feels warm or cool. Noticing that temperature. How does it feel as it enters and exits the body? There is no rush. Taking our sweet, sweet time. And our air element, focusing on our heart, our chest space, reminds us to be open, to communicate, to speak our mind, to speak our truth. So with every inhale, I'd like you to think about filling up that heart space, filling up the lungs, filling up our bodies, our home, our being. And as you exhale, we're letting go of anything that's unwanted, anything that doesn't serve us. Any tension that lives in the body, but in particular any tension that lives in the mind, those thoughts, those unwanted thoughts, undesirable thoughts, that perhaps that background chit chat, the monkey mind we call it, jumping from thought to thought to thought, letting it go. And returning our focus on this sensation of filling up, drawing in to the body, into our home, whatever it is we desire, this freshness, this fresh air, this fresh communication, this lightness of mind and body, growing taller in our being. And as we exhale, we let go again of anything that doesn't serve us. Thinking of our lungs as our home. It's where we breathe into. It's where we draw in life. So just taking the time to appreciate how that breath feels. How it feels as it flows into the body. And how it feels as you let go of anything that's unwanted. Our lungs, where we breathe, where we draw in freshness. Our life source. But when do we ever truly take the time to focus on them, to see how it feels to breathe, this act that we do from the moment we're born? We take our first breath, bringing us life. But how often do we sit and pay attention to how it feels to breathe? And there really is no right or wrong way. Just allowing that breath to flow. Noticing how it feels as it comes into and exits the body. Noticing the temperature once more. Does it feel warm or cool as it flows in and out? What happens to the body as you breathe in? Do you tense? Do you grow? Do your shoulders come to your ears? Noticing what happens, and then as you exhale, let it go. Just be soft. Soften, soften. Let go. How does the breath make us feel physically? And just allowing yourself to be aware of that. No judgment, just an awareness. And as you settle here with your thumb and index finger touching Vayu Mudra, our air mudra, the mudra associated with our heart, our Anahata chakra, I'd like you to bring to mind someone who makes you feel good, no matter who they are, where you are. That person that fills up your cup, or that pet that fills up your cup, or that flower, the feeling of the sun on your skin, dipping your toes into the ocean. What is it that just brings your heart joy, that lifts you up? Bringing that to the front of your mind. Noticing that unconditional love that surrounds you when you're in their presence or its presence. How does it make you feel? Bringing one hand to your heart and the other hand on top, feeling into that sensation, letting your face be soft. Recognizing that unconditional love. Maybe allowing the corners of the mouth to lift in a gentle smile, even if it feels a little silly. Breathing deeply here. And then together we're going to take a deep breath in, hands remaining on the heart. And exhale. Sharing that unconditional love out there into the world. Feeling the love of everyone else who's done this practice as well. Passing it on to one another. Gratitude to ourselves for taking the time today. Gratitude to others for taking the time for them too. Drawing our hands to our heart center, bowing our head, lightly flickering open your eyes. And stay.